Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just want to thank you so much for stopping by and checking us out. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good happy stuff. Stick around for the end of this video. I'm going to do the details of the giveaway and just kind of where this channel is going to go throughout the rest of the season, so stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm still in that field and I've got 10 cables installed already, and I could still put so much more. I just found this, came up over top the knob, found a big old coyote scat, and I've been going along the edges and finding good trails and putting in the brush. But right here, even though it's kind of in the middle of the field and you can see there's coyote scat right there, I've got trails that are zigzagging all over the place, and I assume they're coming in here to hunt. Like, that's what my assumption is. So I think I'm gonna hit up one of these trails here, this one right here, this spot right here. Yep, where I just walked through. It looks really good. I'm gonna hit that up with a cable, and man, I got a real good feeling about this field. It's out there, it's kind of secluded, it's tucked off the road pretty far, and finding lots and lots of signs. So yeah, stay tuned. We got number 6, and he's a wild one. Looks like he was chewing on himself real bad. What you're seeing there is his gums bleed from chewing on a wire. So if you're seeing this and you're thinking it's slicing him open, what's getting sliced on him is the fact that he's chewing like that. But looks like a young doggy. We're gonna get it taken care of and show you what it looks like. But good catch right around the neck. Back looks rubbed up, but I don't know if that's a bob-tailed. Nah, it's a regular coyote. But anyway, I'll get it taken care of, show you what it looks like. Got a real gray color to it, real pretty. But all right, number 6. This one's definitely rubbed down. Let's give it a check here. It is a female. Another female. Here's what we're talking about by rubbed. I've heard a lot of different stories on what that is, and I'm not 100% sure on what it is. Is it them going in and out of the den? Is it them just running so hard through the woods that they're climbing underneath fences and stuff and just digging up their back a lot? Is it just the fur starting to fall out there because it's starting to get a little warmer here and there? I mean, we're having some pretty weird weather right now. It's really warm during the day, and it's right now I think it's 27 degrees. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure what the rubbing exactly is, if it's their mate biting the back of their neck. But see, I also see it on males, so I don't know if it's fighting. If you guys know what rubbing is exactly, let me know. I've heard a lot of different things of what it could be. But so number 6 ends up being a female. It's a shame too, 'cause she's got that pretty color. Got that real kind of dark, I don't know if you call it like silver and black kind of mixed in there. You kind of see it right above her rump. That looks really good, but her fur is worth nothing. But it's good to get her out of the population, you know, take her out, and then whatever pup she was going to have, so that always helps. So here's why I set this one up. You can see the trail. I'll probably put a new cable on this trail. I got a lot of cables in this field coming out. There's lots of different trails coming out in this field. This is a great field that I just set up, and I wish I would have found it earlier in the year, but I had a good feeling that the coyotes were working some of these trails close to the edge so they could hunt things and run things down. And I started finding coyote scat, so I set one here, and I think I got maybe 1, maybe 2 more right along this real heavy brush, and we'll see if they pick up some more. But because I made this catch, I'll probably put a new cable probably right there. I actually think I have the video of me putting this cable in, so I'll try to make sure I have that ahead of this. So yeah, stay tuned. So here's this big mud puddle on my trap line, and last year I set a cable kind of right on the other side of this little, I don't even know what that is, but that little structure, and I caught a coyote because I knew they were going to try to avoid this puddle. But this year, whew, boy, them cables work. Boy, they work perfectly. You know what was awesome about this spot? I had right over here is a huge, remember I told you it's been raining like crazy? It has been. Most of the animals will run right through here, but I had a feeling them coyotes were going to try to avoid running this way just because. But this year, I don't know how well you can see that, but that is a coyote turd right off the side of the puddle. So they're just running right down this right here, just trying to avoid the water. So one actually took the time to take a dump there and let me know he was here. Did it last night too. I check this every day. So yeah, I might have to if that's where they're going to run, that's where I'm going to put a trap. Maybe a foothold blind set with a drag. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, pay attention to where they're moving. I'll be back. Well, my blind set worked at the puddle, just on a coon, as you probably saw in that first little video as it drove by it. I just didn't want to deal with it. Decent sized coon, but he didn't tear it up too bad, so I'm hoping I can remake it and still get with the coyotes this weekend. Here's what's happening. Today's Wednesday. Our last day of trapping season is this Sunday. The weather today is hot. I mean, it's already warm. It's already in the 50s, 60s, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Supposed to rain tomorrow, just like a lot of rain in the forecast. So I figured these guys would be moving, and then it's going to go from being rain to just temperature drop down into the 20s for the weekend. So I'm going to have to salt probably my traps and just get them weatherproofed anyway for those coyotes. But in my experience, that's when they're going to move. So I'm just going to keep trying to keep these traps functioning, because these blind sets I think will really work. And I still got one on the other end. It don't look like anything messed with it, but we'll get this guy taken care of and get the set remade and see if we can't pick up another yoke before the end of season. Well, last day of trapping season, I had something step in my blind set. I don't know if you would call it a blind set anymore, because I did catch a coon here, so it probably had scent, but something stepped in it, jumped off to the side. There's just so much grass in there. I didn't have any more waxed dirt when I remade this, so I had to use a lot of dry grass and stuff like that, and that might have been what helped whatever it was to slip out, but could have been a deer. I'm not seeing any tracks. It's kind of frozen, so not seeing anything. But yeah, I am seeing some deer hoof prints over here, so maybe that's what it was. Got one more field to check, so fingers crossed. Well guys, it's February 19th, which is the very last day of trapping season, and I'm pulling traps. I checked all my traps this morning. There was nothing in them. Then I had to go to church. Now I'm back pulling them, so there's a slight chance there might be something in them, but probably not. Only once in all the times I've been trapping have I had caught a canine midday, and it was a gray fox a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Anyway, I must have caught a deer last night, because I have a breakaway that actually worked correctly. Let me show you what they look like when that happens. So this is the very end. It's always hard to do with one hand. So the cable's completely straightened out now. No loop in it anymore. And this little part right here that I'm holding is the breakaway. Now what's supposed to have is another loop. This piece right here is supposed to be looped again and having more cable going through it, and it pulled it apart. So I'm guessing a deer. I got one little piece of hair at the end, but yeah. This is the way they're supposed to work. I'm glad it worked this way. I wish this would have worked like this all season, but it didn't. But yeah, that is how your breakaway is supposed to work. It breaks it. It's a high number. I think it's like 380 pounds of force. No, it's not saying that it can hold a 380 pound animal. It's saying the amount of pressure and force it puts on it. So if you look here, so let me hold this, show you. This portion right here beneath that, the relaxed lock, that's the breakaway. And that breakaway, as you can see, it's got two loops, and they're kind of pinched together. That's what's supposed to break away at the force. And if you look at this one, that's what's broken. It all worked really good. When I get to the other part of my line, I had mentioned it when it happened, I had a coyote that broke out, and I'll show you where it does. I know it was a coyote because I saw it break out. Thank God it was only one time this year. Last year I had 3 break out on me, but only one. And I'll show you that catch circle and the breakaway and all that good stuff. Well guys, this is the only spot that I know of this season that I caught a coyote and it got away. Right here, got my catch circle. This is the area where I had, I think, a cable restraint, and then a cable restraint, and then a coyote went between them. And I ended up putting the cable on that trail, connecting with the coyote. I drove over the hill early in the morning and I saw the coyote, and I could tell that it was hip caught. Like it dove through the cable, which to me was so crazy. It did not look like a real big coyote, but it was hip caught and it had enough force, and it actually broke the breakaway. And I thought that was really crazy. But that is the third time that I have known that I had a coyote and it broke the breakaway. 2 of them I saw. One of them was with the drone. I flew the drone over, seen I had a coyote, got down to it, and it was gone. This one I saw with my own eyes break the breakaway, and then another time I found one that had a broken breakaway and it had fur in there. So I don't know, maybe I'm making my loops a little bit too big, maybe. I don't think so, but always room for improvement. So if I'd have caught this, that would have been 7 coyotes for the season, but I ended up with 6 as far as I can tell. A little bit more to check, but I'm still pulling. Doubtful, but we'll keep going. Well, that's it, guys. The sun is going down on the last day of trapping season, and the last day I didn't catch anything. That's okay. You know, I had a pretty decent season. A couple things I want to go over. Once again, thank you very much for watching this. Caught a couple critters. One last coyote, making it number 6. Should have had 7 this year, but no big deal. Many other times I should have made catches, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. We'll get them next year. So upcoming, I already found a beaver dam. Here's a picture of that. And I will be chasing those beavers really, really soon. I have truck problems right now, so everything I've been doing for the last 2 weeks has been close to my house where I can reach them with a quad. So as soon as that truck gets fixed, I'll be chasing those beavers. It's a huge dam, and they've broken the dam numerous times. The township keeps breaking it up, and they just keep, so I'm just gonna go in there and try to get them all. So that'll be really, really cool. The giveaway. I'm gonna give away 1 dozen traps, footholds, to the winner whenever we hit 1,000 subscribers. Now I know the channel's sitting somewhere around 850, 55 subscribers right now, and that might take a while for it to get 1,000. I noticed that interest in this channel really drops off during the off season, which is expected. This is a channel about trapping. So I'm going to put a couple things on Instagram periodically, just trying to get to boost the numbers. I'm going to put some more basic beginners stuff, and throughout the summer I'm going to be putting not as many videos out, but I'm going to try to do better quality videos about really, really good topics that I think people need to hear. Kind of like, why do we actually trap? Is trapping still legal in all the states? Stuff like that. Things that I've been researching. So we're going to look forward to that and the beaver trapping that's coming up soon. On a much more serious note, and I save this for the end of the video because I know that the people who watch me and follow and like and comment most of the time will stick around to the end. If you noticed last season, I kind of ended season abruptly. I didn't really have too many videos towards the end of season. I didn't really have a hey, goodbye, thanks for watching kind of thing. I just ended it. And here's the reason why. It's hard for me to talk about to this day, but in February of 2022, my brother committed suicide. He was 22 years old. And it has been devastating. Getting involved in this trapping season was really, really hard. I didn't want to trap this year. It has nothing to do with a lack of the love of the game. I'm so glad and thankful that I did. It's just been hard on my family. He left behind me, his oldest brother, and 2 sisters. And suicide affects a lot of people. And I look at the analytics of this channel, and it's predominantly men. So men out there, you matter. I get it that things get hard, but take the time to talk to somebody. There's a lot of people around you that love you, whether you recognize it or not. There's a lot of great churches out there, but from now on, at the end of my videos, I always say, God bless, tight chains. I'll see you in the next one. I will continue to say that, but I'm going to put this picture up. And that is a picture of the suicide hotline. If you're ever struggling with those kind of thoughts, or if suicide's something that really gets to you, please give that a call. You matter. And it's one step at a time, one day at a time. Suicide never really affected my life until this last year, and I've been praying to God just to what to do. And this is just the first step. It took me about a year. I'm still really struggling. I'm having a really hard time with it, but God's got me, and I just pray that there's a bigger plan to all of this. So thank you guys so much for watching this season. This will be the end of the land trapping. We'll get in the beaver trapping next. Thank you. God bless. Tight chains. I'll see you all in the next one.